The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
This is Jeff Lane for Vince Russo's The Brand at russosbrand.com, and I am here to talk about a show I watched last night, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Now, this was the 5th episode of the season, and we talked about this last week on the Realm Network and Podcast One, Vince and myself, how creative this season has been. My buddy Big Guy and I have talked about how already these episodes of the season are instant classics, just remarkable new content from people that have been trying to give you fresh new content for 12 years. So you have to admire that they can still come up with these amazing ideas. Kind of reminds me of South Park doing it for so long. I thought this episode, making Dennis Reynolds a murderer, was the most creative show of the season, but the least humorous. So I thought it had its positives and its negatives. I thought it was very well done. There were funny parts. I'm not saying that. But of the 5 episodes I've seen this year, I laughed the least in this episode. So this is an obvious parody of Making a Murderer, and I thought that was well done. Unfortunately, Maureen Ponderosa had to bite the dust. She had one of my favorite performances last season in the courtroom episode, so I'm going to miss the character of Maureen, but it fit the storyline for this, so I understand why they did it. They kept it true to form for the characters. Of course, Mac and Frank are going to try and throw Dennis under the bus and say he's guilty. Frank ends up opening his mouth and revealing things that he does, so he's trying to protect himself. Very well done. I was disappointed in the Bill Ponderosa scene. I thought they could have done a lot more with this guy. I think he's absolutely humorous, and I think they only kept him in that one little interview, and I don't think that was enough. I know they tried to, they only had 22 minutes or whatever to do this entire story, so I'm sure they didn't get to do everything they wanted to do as well, but I would have liked to seen a little more Bill Ponderosa. Charlie as Brendan for Making a Murderer, absolutely fantastic. Overall, great, very creative episode. Like I said, I thought it was the least humorous of the season, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. They have a lot to live up to because it's the funniest show on TV, in my opinion. So please follow me on Twitter at JeffLane22. Subscribe to this channel. Visit russosbrand.com for all your entertainment needs. Check us out on Podcast One as well. Vince Russo's The Brand. I will talk to you later.